Hey there guys, what is going on? It is Gale right here, back on the channel once again for another Genshin Impact video. Today I'm going to be going over my thoughts and expectations for tonight's Gamescom opening night live stream, basically, where we will be getting information about various games, but more importantly, we're getting information about Genshin Impact. Now, obviously, as you guys can see on your screens right now, Jeff Keighley has tweeted out saying, Wednesday, tune into Gamescom opening night live for special news updates for Genshin Impact, streaming live at 11 a.m. PET, 2 p.m. ET, 7 p.m. BST or British Summer Time, and 8 p.m. Central European Standard Time at openingnightlive.com. Now, I will say that I have my hesitations as to what it's gonna be, but the time of this video going up, I think it should be about 9 hours, 10 hours away from when this video goes up. So be on the lookout for when it does go live. I will be covering it on my YouTube channel as well. I won't be streaming it, unfortunately, due to obviously copyright strikes and stuff like that. By streaming the entire conference, I can't do that. Unfortunately, I haven't been invited as a co-streamer, sadly. But I will still be watching it, and I'll be giving, dropping the information on the YouTube channel as soon as it's done, whenever we get the information. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what they could do and what they can't do. Because it could be a range of different things. Like, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, we might actually get the anniversary information here, what we should be getting, actually, not the 2.1 stuff, which is just 2.1. Oh, it's just going to be 2.1 information. Oh, it could be this, it could be that. A lot of people are throwing things in and around, and I wanted to throw mine into the hat as well. I wanted to see what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section down below, actually, what do you guys think it will be. I'm very curious to see what your thoughts are regarding the upcoming news update that is going to be present at Gamescom. But yeah, let's start off with what I think is the likeliest and yet also my most pessimistic thought process, and that is it's just going to be 2.1's live stream, pretty much condensed down to fit into Gamescom's opening night live stream, as well as potentially just the re-showing of the 2.1 trailer. Now, I know a lot of people will be like, well, that's too pessimistic. You can't expect that. It's saying special news update for Genshin Impact. It has to be something special. It has to be something new. Well, not necessarily. It is, at the end of the day, it's still an update. It's not necessarily a news per se, because we already know it's happening, right? But a lot of conferences tend to do this, where it's like, oh, look at these updates, and it's the same thing we've already seen like a couple of days beforehand, right? I hope it's not the case. I really do hope it's not the case. But the only reason why I'm also saying that I just think it's 2.1 is because Genshin themselves, I haven't seen them promote anything regarding Gamescom. Like, the fact that they would be there with some special news, I thought they would have promoted it even more, especially in China or elsewhere where, Gamescom isn't aired necessarily very well. Maybe they might tweet it out and, show trailers, especially on Bilibili, which is the Chinese streaming platform. I think they would show it there maybe. They might have something planned, I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below if there is something planned on the Chinese side of things. But if you look at it globally, we haven't seen anything on their Twitter account. I haven't seen anything in their Discord, nothing in their Facebook or at all. Like, it's completely blank. So the fact that it's only just by Jeff Keighley and, obviously the Gamescom actual Twitter account and stuff, I just don't see it being anything too over the top. I don't see it being any new information. I don't see it being anything exciting. And again, that's my more pessimistic side, and I know it might not be something everybody wants to hear, but I have to be the realist amongst everybody, and I have to put the facts down on the board for us to consider, right? But yeah, I think that's most likeliest. But however, there is also some alternatives. I think, there's a lot of other options as well, but I'm going to choose two other options that I think is possible. First and foremost is this, the Switch port. Now, I know I said it the last time and we didn't even get it in the 2.1 stream, unfortunately. I know. But I think this is a great time for them to do it, because Gamescom is probably the third or fourth biggest conference of the year for video gaming. And to be honest, I would say this is a perfect place and time to do it as well, because like I said, in my expectations for the 2.1 live stream is that we're approaching the anniversary, 1 year since Genshin launched. This trailer released about a year and a half ago. It would be the perfect opportunity for them to drop the port now, or at least information about the port, because I'll try and link somebody's YouTube channel. I'm gonna put a picture of the guy who I watched recently, and he sent an email to I think it was MiHoYo or Nintendo, I'm not sure exactly who, and they confirmed that the Switch port is still in development. So we do have confirmation that they're still trying to work on it. I mean, the fact that they have said nothing about it, literally, they haven't said if they're not working on it, they haven't said if they're working on it, they haven't said any difficulties they're having with it, because it would be nice to have something, in terms of like, okay, where are you guys at? Is there any issues? What are you trying to solve? Like, what's the problem? What's the holdup kind of thing? It would be nice, but the fact that it's complete remote silence makes me think that there's something behind the scenes that's going wrong with the development, in the sense of they don't know which direction to go in. Obviously, we do know the Switch is underpowered compared to its other platforms, the PC, the PS4, or PS5, I should say, or even the Xbox even. So they're trying, I suppose they're trying to figure out like how to, combat that. How do you you have this underperform or a very underperforming device, which by all means, I mean, I love the Switch, don't get me wrong, I love the games on the Switch, but we cannot deny the fact that it isn't a very underpowered platform, and putting a game like Genshin on it with something that's going to be increasing in size over time, especially with its updates, the amount of graphics it's going to require, and how much processing power it's going to require. I think they'll have to consider that, and I think it's a decision between, do they want to go for the mobile version of Genshin Impact and try and place that on the Switch instead, rather than the PS and the or the PS and the PC versions of Genshin on the Switch. So I think it's a little bit of that, and trying to figure out how is the way, how to optimize it the best, try and find the middle ground maybe. Is there something going on behind the scenes with Nintendo? There's a lot of ifs, what's, and why is it not coming kind of questions going around. But I think those are primarily the reasons why we're not getting it just yet. But hopefully we'll see if it does come out, because I'd love to get it on the Switch. I think it would be a great game on the Switch, especially when you're on the go. Well, you can't play it on the go because it's an online game, so never mind, I lied. But yes, it would be still a great game to have, on your Switch, and especially for players who may not have a good enough mobile, or don't have a PC and all they have is a Switch. This would be a great way to access it if you have a Switch. But yeah, I would really love to see it. It has been a very long time, and a lot of people have been anticipating it. So it would be great to see the Switch port finally launch. Now, speaking of the Switch, and speaking of other consoles, my third prediction is an Xbox port. Now, you guys might be wondering, well, Gail, they haven't said anything about an Xbox port. What are you talking about? How do you think it'll come onto the Xbox? Well, they haven't necessarily come out and said anything about an Xbox port, but in an article way back when, I think this was during Dragonspine's release, they clearly and categorically mentioned that they want to kind of, expand their audience. They want to increase the audience that they have, and this can be done by obviously the Switch port, which was in development back then. They said they're going to work on accessing the PS5, and then they said that they're going to try and expand even further beyond if possible. And my only thought process is, well, the only other way they can do it is the last remaining console that they haven't even discussed, and that's Xbox. Now, of course, the Asian market is... The Xbox isn't very well. The best way to put it is the Xbox doesn't sell well in the Asian markets. The Asian markets love the PS over the Xbox, but of course, if they want to tap a bit more of the Western market, and especially regions with the Xbox being the best seller over the PS, I think this is a great time to jump in, especially because, of course, of Xbox's popularity right now. Microsoft have done a great job with Game Pass and whatnot, so the Xbox Series X has been a very high selling product, and it's probably the better product of the two right now between the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, to me personally, just because of Game Pass, I feel. However, I feel like this would also be beneficial for Genshin to go onto the Xbox because of that. I think with it being a great selling product, a lot of people are looking forward to it. And the fact that a lot of people are actually still asking for an Xbox version of the game, because, at the end of the day, you're still alienating a decent chunk of an audience who plays on Xbox, and that is a decent player base. As much as we like to scoff at each other's player bases, or PC master race, your PS fanboys, your Xbox fanboys, your Switch fanboys, there is an audience in each thing. So for Genshin to kind of expand into that audience, they'll have to first of all release the game on that platform, and I think this would also be a great time. Once again, similar to the Switch, it is the anniversary, great and perfect timing for them to drop it. and overall it would just be a new audience for them to tap into. So definitely I think an Xbox port is also not impossible. It's the least likeliest one, but I think it would be fantastic if they could do it. Now, at the end of the day, I don't know what's gonna come. I really hope it's some new news so that I can cover it on the channel, as well as look forward to see what you guys think as well. If not, there's not gonna be a video later on today. You guys will realize why there isn't a video later on today if there is no news. But yeah, once again, appreciate all of y'all for, you know, tuning in to this video. It's a bit of a short one. I think those are my 3 predictions. Let me know in the comment section down below if there's any predictions from you guys. Will you guys think we'll see more anniversary related stuff, you know, things we should have seen in the 2.1 live stream? And of course, yeah, hopefully you guys have fun watching the opening night live for Gamescom later today. I will see y'all later on. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and take it easy, everybody. Bye bye, everybody.